Fans at sporting events in December after the government announcement today. A former Spurs star has stated that Joe Rodon must now step up at the club. Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy has provided a financial update. And a former striker has stated that Harry Winks can't waste time and must go out on loan. And Spurs are still top of the Premier League. Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. Today I'm going to go through all of the latest Tottenham news, all of the rumours and all of the reports as well, and there is a lot to get through. Let's start with the main news today. Of course, there was a government announcement and a report today from BBC Sport, and it states a maximum of 4,000 fans will be allowed outdoor events in the lowest risk areas when the 4-week lockdown in England ends on the 2nd of December. Up to 2,000 people will be allowed in Tier 2 areas, but none in Tier 3. Indoor venues in Tiers 1 and 2 can have a maximum of 1,000 spectators, with capacity across indoor and outdoor venues limited to 50%. Organised grassroots sport will be able to resume, and gyms and leisure centres can reopen across all tiers. Elite sport has continued behind closed doors during the national lockdown, but grassroots and amateur sport has been halted since the 5th of November. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced the government's new measures and COVID-19 restrictions in England on Monday via video link to the House of Commons. The news of which areas will be in which tiers is expected to be made public on Thursday. Boris Johnson said in Tiers 1 and 2, spectator sports and business events will be free to resume inside and outside with capacity limits and social distancing. Culture Secretary Oliver Dowden said, "This is a big step forward for sport. Bringing grassroots sport back was my #1 priority, so I'm pleased that we are reopening sports and gyms in every tier in recognition of the significant health benefits. I'm also delighted we are able to get the turnstiles turning sooner than expected, taking a cautious approach and starting with the lowest risk areas first. I'm confident that sports will take every step to ensure their fans are safe, and fans will play their part and look out for each other until we can safely get everyone back in." The Premier League put out a statement and it states fans have been greatly missed at Premier League matches, and therefore we welcome the Prime Minister's announcement today regarding the return of supporters for the first time since March, albeit at small numbers. Our ambition remains to work with the government to increase attendance to more substantial levels. Until this can be done, many fans will be unable to attend games, and our clubs will continue to operate matches at a financial loss. Our priority continues to be the agreement of a roadmap with DCMS and the Sports Technology and Innovation Group for pilot events that can help our clubs quickly scale up to larger capacities in line with the Sports Ground Safety Authority's COVID-secure guidelines and beyond. Premier League clubs have a proven track record of achieving higher biosecurity standards, and we believe that we can play a significant role in the government's rapid turnaround testing initiative. We look forward to working with government on their next steps. Former Spurs and England goalkeeper Paul Robinson has been talking to the Football Insider all about Spurs defender Toby Alderweireld and his injury. Of course, Toby Alderweireld limped off at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against Manchester City on Saturday. Robinson said it is a huge blow. He is the best defender that Spurs have got. It looks like it's going to be a long layoff with a muscle injury. Robinson then went on to say it is time now for Joe Rodon to step up. He came on at the weekend and has a real chance now to come into the back four and stake a claim. He is likely to play alongside Eric Dyer. This highlights how important it was that Spurs signed another centre-back in Joe Rodon in the summer transfer window. It was great business, and it now shows how important that signing was. Another big story out today, this time from The Independent, and it states that Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy says COVID pandemic could not have come at a worse time for Spurs. Tottenham expect a loss of £150 million next year unless fans return to matches, as Daniel Levy lays out the full costs of their £1.2 billion stadium move in a post-coronavirus pandemic landscape. The report then goes on to say that Daniel Levy has admitted the financial side effects of the coronavirus pandemic could not have come at a worse time for the club after posting losses of £63.9 million over the last year. The report states here Spurs moved into their new £1.2 billion stadium at the start of the 2019-2020 Premier League campaign. They didn't actually. We moved in April 2019, so it was the end of the 18-19 season. That is a mistake in this article. But it then goes on to say, which was paused in March for 3 months due to the COVID-19 outbreak, and the return of football in June came without supporters in attendance as the government has prevented stadiums from reopening due to the risk of spreading coronavirus. It has come to a great cost of all Premier League clubs, but particularly one after they are just starting to pay off their debt of their new stadium. And a profit of £68.6 million last year has flipped around to an 8-figure loss over the last 12 months. Daniel Levy is predicting a bleaker result if supporters do not return to matches in the near future, in the expectation of a £150 million deficit. In a statement, Tottenham Hotspur chairman Daniel Levy said the following: "We're currently in the midst of one of the most challenging times ever experienced. The impact of the pandemic on our revenue is material and could not have come at a worse time, having just completed a £1.2 billion stadium build, which is financed by club resources and long-term debt." Daniel Levy then said the 2020-2021 season has so far seen no fans at games, and this is compounded by a loss of third-party events such as NFL, concerts, the closure of stores and visitor attractions. Our estimate for the current financial year of the potential loss of revenue should the stadium remain closed to fans is in excess of £150 million. Clearly, this would be an irrecoverable loss of income. If you'd like to read Daniel Levy's statement in full, please do check it out online. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It is pretty long. But in closing, he says, "We are immensely grateful for our fans and sponsors for their ongoing support at this difficult time. We wish you well over the festive period, and hopefully we can see supporters return safely as soon as possible." Former Spurs striker Darren Bent has been talking to the Football Insider all about Spurs and England midfielder Harry Winks, and Darren Bent believes that Winks should go out on loan to Newcastle United in order to get game time. He said, "To be fair, Jose Mourinho, I do think he's quite an honest and fair man. I mean, Danny Rose would probably beg to differ. I think for Harry Winks, there will be takers for him, even at Newcastle. He could go to Newcastle United and play there, so there will be options for him in January. It's important he doesn't waste half a season in and out of the team, not playing well, while players like Calvin Phillips, every week, if he's fit, he plays. Declan Rice, if he's fit, he plays." Darren Bent then went on to say, "It's one of them, you can't afford it. In these years leading up to a major tournament, you can't afford to waste time." The Daily Mirror have published an article, and they have stated that only 2 Premier League clubs, Brighton and Southampton, which are expected to remain under Tier 1 COVID restrictions after the lockdown ends on the 2nd of December, will be allowed to let in the maximum 4,000 fans. The report then states it will be up to each club how to decide tickets are allocated. Some will do ballots, some will prioritise season ticket holders who have not been issued refunds, and some clubs have invited supporters to apply to go into a ballot. Fans will have to sign up to medical questionnaires and declaration forms which must be completed 24 hours ahead of a game, while some venues will have to carry out temperature checks before fans are allowed in. 2 Premier League games took place on Monday evening. The results are as follows: Burnley 1, Crystal Palace 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Southampton 1. That doesn't bother Tottenham Hotspur Football Club though, because we are still top of the Premier League. Doesn't it feel great to hear and say those words? Tottenham are top of the Premier League. We have played 9, we have won 6, we have drawn 2, we have lost 1. We have 20 points. Liverpool are second in the Premier League. They have played 9. They also have 20 points, but we have a much better goal difference than Liverpool. Chelsea are third. They have played 9, they have 18 points. Of course, our opponents this Sunday coming in the Premier League. And then Leicester are fourth, they have played 9, they also have 18 points. Today is Monday the 23rd of November, so many happy returns to former Tottenham star and captain Alan Mullery. He celebrates his 79th birthday today. He played for Spurs between 1964 and 1972, making 312 league appearances for Spurs, scoring 25 times, 33 appearances in the FA Cup for Tottenham, scoring once, 18 appearances in the League Cup, and 10 European appearances for Spurs, scoring 4 times. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do put all of your thoughts and comments in the comment section below on everything that I've spoken about in today's video. If you don't subscribe to this channel, please do hit the subscribe button. We're now very, very close to 44,000 subscribers. So if you don't currently subscribe and watch this channel on a regular basis, please do hit that subscribe button. It will be really, really appreciated. Stay safe and well. I'll see you on the next video. Until then, come on you Spurs.